Shadowed Battlegrounds presents The Viper's Tune, The Victor Petrovich Chronicles, The Danube Howl Part 2. In the dim afterglow of a spirited jazz night, Victor Petrovich packed away his trumpet at the Three Muses, the notes of his last song still echoing off the walls of the Cozy Club on Frenchmen Street. He glanced at his phone as it vibrated with an urgency that cut through the low murmur of departing patrons. The screen lit up with Lila's name. "Victor, I think you'll want to hear this." Lila's voice came through, strained with the weight of fresh leads. Ms. Carmen James from the lower Ninth Ward called in something peculiar. Dead animals and howling at 3 a.m. Sounds like our werewolf might be getting bolder. Victor's eyes narrowed, the post-gig fatigue washed away by a surge of adrenaline. "I'm on my way," he replied, his voice a mix of determination and concern. The night was not yet over for him. Driving through the sleeping city, Victor reached the lower Ninth Ward, where the moon cast long shadows over the dilapidated houses, relics of past devastations. Ms. James's house stood out with its well-kept garden, now marred by a grim scene. The elderly woman met him at the gate, her face etched with sorrow. "Over here," she pointed to her garden where the lifeless bodies of her pets lay. Victor's gaze hardened as he surveyed the scene. This was the work of no ordinary beast. The precise, brutal efficiency spoke of a supernatural predator. As Ms. James recounted the chilling howls that pierced the night, Victor's expert eyes scanned the ground for clues. Amidst the trampled grass and paw prints, a unique set of marks caught his attention, an aberrant pattern that matched those he'd studied in ancient lore. The air tensed suddenly, and a low growl rolled through the garden like distant thunder. Victor turned sharply, catching the briefest glimpse of a hulking shadow darting between the houses. His hand instinctively went to the silver dagger concealed in his jacket, the only weapon that could end a werewolf's cursed existence. He followed the shadow, moving silently through the night-drenched streets, his senses heightened to every sound, every movement. The beast was cunning, doubling back more than once, leading Victor into a dense, overgrown alley. There, amidst the clutter of discarded relics of urban life, the werewolf emerged, its eyes glowing with a feral, menacing light. It was larger than he had imagined, its fur matted with the remnants of its recent kills. Victor stood his ground, the silver dagger glinting under the moonlight. "I don't want to kill you," he spoke to the creature, his voice calm but firm. "But I will protect the people of this city." The werewolf snarled a sound that vibrated with primal rage. Yet there was a flicker of something else. Confusion, perhaps fear. For a moment it seemed to waver, caught between its animalistic impulses and a distant memory of humanity. It lunged suddenly, but Victor was ready. He dodged with a practiced agility, countering with a slice that nicked the beast's flank. The werewolf recoiled, the pain a stark reminder of its vulnerability to silver. With a howl that echoed through the empty streets, it turned and fled, disappearing into the night's embrace. Victor stood alone in the alley, his breathing heavy, his heart pounding with the thrill of the encounter. He knew this was just the beginning. The werewolf was wounded now, desperate and dangerous. Victor needed to prepare, to strategize. This creature was a formidable adversary, one that required more than just brute force to subdue. As the faintest hint of dawn began to tinge the eastern sky with pink, Victor quickened his pace back to his car. The encroaching daylight was a stern reminder of his vulnerability. He needed to reach the safety of his darkened home before the sun crested the horizon. Despite the night's events, leaving more questions than answers. Victor felt a sharpened resolve. This werewolf, a creature as shadowed and complex as himself, had become not just his prey, but a formidable challenge to his existence in this haunted city. As he drove through the deserted streets, the first rays of dawn creeping silently over New Orleans, Victor plotted his next move, aware that his nocturnal life depended on it. If you like this episode and want to see more, click on the button top left. If you would like to support this channel, please like and subscribe by clicking the thumbs up button, and then subscribe by clicking the button top right. Thank you.